What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Told you guys there would be a video, and I was going to go live, but I want to do this just as a recording because you guys know when I go live, it's a conversation. I enjoy talking to you guys. I go live on Sundays and Wednesdays for the most part. Friday for the members that have clicked join. Well, in my mentorship every night. You guys know I like to hang out and talk to you guys. This video, we got a lot to talk about, and it's Tesla. You guys know that Tesla's joining the S&P 500, right? So we saw the push up. And so today it's sold off, right? So if you were with me last night, I thought we were going to actually break. I was buying in this zone. Execution, if you were to look at it just today, kind of piss poor to where it usually is. I don't usually buy coming into zones. I got ahead of myself. I thought we'd get out. I thought the cult following would pick up those pitchforks and torches and start going. You guys know Tesla he's no stranger to doing that. But there is more to just joining the S&P than you guys have probably thought about, right? So getting into it. 14 trillion. I think there's 14, maybe there's 11 trillion in the markets. 4 trillion of that is in indexes, and they're going to. First of all, SPY hasn't named it's S&P 500, right? Not 501, not anything else. Someone's getting kicked out. They're going to announce that later. Now, again, Tesla is not in any of the other S&P products, not the S&P 100, the 400, where most other products are, and they finally get into the 500. So there's that little bit of price action. There's a little bit of adjustment. There's a little bit of a bump, which doesn't really last long if you look at the statistics of everything joining the S&P 500. But Tesla hasn't done that. Tesla's coming straight and off the top. Now, its current market cap, I did the math earlier. I don't know where it stands right now at its current price. This was yesterday. It was top 10. It was in 10th place waiting. It's going to come in out of the gate, jump into the S&P at 10th place. It's going to beat all the other. It's 490 behind it. That's going to spell out trouble. One, someone's getting kicked out of the S&P, so they're getting smoked. Like, that's going to be negative news. We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Two, again, 4 trillion in indexes. How many billions of that is going? I haven't done the math, so you guys will have to. How much of that is going to go into Tesla, and where does that billions come from, right? Let's say they kick out the bottom guy, whoever it is. S&P's like, hey, number 500, you got to go. You didn't make the cut. They weren't billions worth, not enough to cover this Tesla position, which means they're probably going to have to skim some off the top of all the other ones and completely rebalance and adjust. This is quite the move for the S&P to bring Tesla on like this. So that alone is going to, I don't know if it's going to make a wave. You won't notice in the S&P 500, because it'll be taken almost like the stock split. So $1 billion from here, put in $1 billion from here, still in the S&P. Those smaller tickers you're in, you're going to take a hit that day, I think. Now, also, because this is so big, they've kind of reached out to the investor community, right? So we know the date is December 21st. December 21st. What they're not spelling out here is they're reaching out to, again, the investor community, because should they do this in 2 waves? Should they do this on the 14th and the 21st, or lump sum that baby right into the 21st? What's your opinion? Let me know. First question I'm asking you guys, what's your opinion in the comments down below? Should they just 2 waves or bring it in all at once? I kind of think price that volatility in on those options contracts, bring it all in. We know it's coming, whether you're going to You want to take a couple cuts at a time or just one big one, rip that Band-Aid off, get it over with. The volatility I think is going to equal the same. Personally, it might be a little more fluid, I guess, if you were to try to do it in 2 cuts. But I think most of the majority will happen on the 14th, and then that next wave would be very small on the 21st. So I still think if whatever moves it does make happens the day it happens, whether it's the 14th or the 21st. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to come. Now, in particular, my plays before we get into today, here's what I'm actually watching, guys. It's this weekly pattern play out right here. We know there's nothing but sellers here. It's why it's a brighter yellow, which is why I was so hyped to get above this level. Unfortunately, it didn't, right? So, and actually, if we drop down to this time frame, we got a little bit above it. Quick little fake out. Man, my execution, absolutely terrible. I cut my position here, somewhere around here. Right, and then it pushed up, and I was thinking, okay, here comes the breakout situation. So I actually locked it in, got in a little bit higher, came back down. I did buy the Type 2, and I'm still in this, but again, because I'm playing a higher time frame, it looks like as it sits right now, we might hit this purple zone. So I'm gonna add in one more time to Tesla, just me personally. It's gonna be in this purple zone or this yellow zone again. I'm not gonna do anything in the middle here. I'm gonna let it do its thing. You know, if it comes back down, that purple zone, I'm buying here. Definitely, as of right now, not going to cut this position. You got to figure right now there's hedge funds that know this news is coming, right? Are they going to wait till the 21st to do this, or are they going to try to get a head start? This is kind of tinfoil hat theory, but I think if I was in charge of someone's portfolio and I had the ability to manipulate price, I could move the market. It would take quite a bit to move Tesla. I don't know what individual fund can do that, but if I could, I would drop the price, and my portfolio would have a pretty nice entry on Tesla. And maybe that's what we saw today. Maybe it was just regular profit taking. Maybe the S&P 500 inclusion is priced in, and that's priced in from the Robinhooders, the retail guys. The reason I'm not shorting this, a couple of my mentorship group did. They shorted today, and they did pretty well. The reason I'm not short, guys, is because I know billions are about to come in. When it does come into this and brings it up, now we might be bringing it up from 385, bringing it right back up to here, or we might be up here bringing it up to that 500 mark. So I don't want to be that guy. How did the shorts feel last night when that came in? Right? That you're going to learn. You might just learn a lesson in supply and demand you don't want to learn. So that's why ultimately I'm not short this. I've short Tesla stock before. Hate to admit it. And it was hilarious because I've done intraday a couple times. I've swung it short overnight, and not that move happened to me, but it wasn't a good move. It was a good move for Tesla. Learned my lesson. Not gonna do it again. So still very bullish on this. But with that coming in, guys, again, my execution daily today sucked. I played the top zone and the bottom of the zone. We are below. I will add on to the purple or back above here. No longer taking profit right here. That was my original plan, right? Coming to this purple zone, I'll lock some in. We'll get back down here for the retest, and then we'll call it a day. Never mind. We'll get out of here. Big picture, still doing just fine. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of manipulation we see come out of this. Our hedge fund's going to start trying to drop the price so they can get in cheaper. That's how banks do stop hunts to get in things cheaper. I did check the options chain. So if we go here to flow algo, it kind of just shows you the options today. 4.5 million in calls today. Now, before you get excited, I can go through this right now and tell you some of this is being sold. So today's 17th. Here's the expiration, 11/20. What's it? 265K, 413,000. These guys are probably selling these calls. They see the sell-off coming. They're selling these calls. They're taking advantage of the premium. That's a crap amount. If you get excited thinking, oh my gosh, somebody just bought 265,000 in options calls, you probably bought that and they sold it to you. They're keeping your money right now. So these are probably intraday stuff. This expires this Friday. Any hedge fund, they're probably trading no serious size shit. But let's look at December, right? December's where it comes in. Now we got almost a million right here. Here's another December play for 520, 200K. That's up there, but you don't need a lot. If we hit 520 or even get close, that 200K turns into a whole lot more. So hard to say. I don't think they sold your. I don't think you're being sold these contracts. I think someone was buying these. Any of these December plays, I think they're being bought. 32K. That's a gamble. Like, hey, let's toss some money on this, and if it happens, that's blowing up. These are those options contracts that show up in that someone will get it, show up in the chat, and be like, look what I got. It gets crazy. It's like 1,000% gainer. It happens once, literally a blue moon, and then you'll probably blow your account trying to repeat that. Let's see. Here's another December one, 200,000. Not a whole lot. We're gonna get into some heavy hitters right here. Another 480 call that was probably being sold, 91,000. That's an intraday. You just got sold that, and they're keeping your premium. 435. So this is a Christmas Eve 435 calls. A company bought that. You wouldn't have sold that contract. You'd have to be an idiot. You'd have to be the dumbest analyst on earth to sell a 435 call in this news for December. So I can almost with absolute certainty tell you this person bought these contracts. They bet 1.3 million. It's going up. Another December one, 600,000 in calls. This Friday. That was probably being sold. Still being sold. Yeah, all of these. You'd get smoked. If you bought, this is a crap contract. Can we pull that up? What's that, 1120, 500 calls? Can we grab it right here? So 1120, let's grab a 500 call right now. Where's our delta? So a 6% chance that hits. Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. So someone's out here gambling thinking they're going to spend, what's it, Where is our? Oh, here we are. They're gonna spend $100. Hopefully, turn it into maybe 1,000. You might 10x your money if it hit that. I don't think that's happening. Where are we at? Here's another. So a couple more December ones right here. I think all of these are being bought. I think 1120s are being sold. They just took your money for you. So you can see how much that added up into the 14.5. But here's one at the end of the day. January 21st. It's a $500 strike call for $5 million. So to think it wouldn't hit that by January 21st, they made a $5 million mistake. Yeah, no, that's a call. You know, obviously take this for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. All we have is that order. There's a writer, and there's the writer and the buyer, the seller of the contract, the buyer of the contract. The transaction was made, so someone's going to lose, someone's going to win, probably pretty big. If you're watching any of these, I don't know. This looks like it's bullish to me long term. Looks like they're preparing, they're getting money in for the long game, the December game. Hopefully this is a sign to what I've been talking about in my other streams. High WM, 3.6 million in puts. If you watch my last video, you guys know I think that move is coming. I'm not going to short it, but when we get that leg down, I'm going to be there when it happens. As far as Tesla goes, though, real quick, I'm watching the weekly. Ultimately watching, I want this zone to break. So hopefully that hype comes in. We got until December 21st. I do think we start rolling up. But I wanted to bring all that to light, guys. I want to go over options contracts today, where the volume was at, the inclusion, what it actually means for other companies and Tesla, and is it going to be a two-part or one-part? We don't know yet. But again, let me know in the comments down below. How are you trading this? Are you crazy? Did you short this thing today? Did you take any profit? If you played just the zone, you played the rejection, you did well. We might even be confirming it from the bottom and headed into this purple zone. I would just be careful because this market is moving a lot at night and then during the day kind of doing nothing. So we're getting a whole lot of just gaps and then selling off. So like right here, gapped up, sold off. That's kind of been the gist with this market, is a whole lot and nothing at the same time. So hopefully I didn't ramble on too much for you guys. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think after hearing all of that? What's your opinion and how are you playing this into December?